Alec, welcome to the Vanuatu Islands of Fire.
The Islands of Fire. I was expecting to be more spooks. I want more spooks. Hopefully they're going to be leading into the spooks.
There are like at least 5 jump scares every episode from here on out. Just a lot of
I
jump scares.
hope so. Yeah, just jump scares up the wazoo. I'm looking for
just
it.
in confessionals, they start seeing paranormal stuff in confessionals. Like, what is that?
In confessional, there's like little frame 3 frame subliminal messages that like pop up.
But then there's like glitches, stuff happens in the background, and then the survivors, they start noticing, and it becomes a whole storyline. It's like, we gotta find these ghosts. There's ghosts out here, I swear.
There's ghosts on the.
You don't notice every time I go to confessional, I hear a.
Hey, look! There's a man. There's a man standing up there by the volcano. Where? I don't see anyone.
He
was just there.
Yeah, it's really wacky. The end of this game where this goes into whole sci-fi elements.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Wild.
Yeah. Anyway, last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Last time on Survivor Vanuatu. Dolly,
girls in hats. Oh, goodness gracious me.
Girl, put a hat on a girl, run the world.
That's right. You tell him.
No, you were in love with Dolly.
Towards the end, yeah, she was like, "Whoa, she's a cute little cutie patootie."
She was the swing vote, and they voted out the swing vote.
Yeah, they voted out the swing vote because she couldn't make up her mind. And I was like, "Well,
get her ass."
That's what
people when they get in these power positions, you think you're in the driver's seat, and you get too comfortable. You're like, I'll think I'll make up my mind at tribal council.
That's like what Christy did, right?
Yeah,
she was in the driver's seat.
You can't do that.
No, you fail. It's a big failure, big problem.
Like all Rob's sister Nino needed wasn't it some assurance that you were gonna be with him, and it would have been fine with it. But it's like, no, I can't gamble on whether you're gonna side with me at tribal council and decide to side with me. Ridiculous. But that was an exciting little turn of events there, where it's like it seemed like her and who else? Well, I think it was Julie that said that Dolly was running the show, and ultimately Julie is the one that voted with her. Everybody else flipped it on her. Yeah. But ultimately, Dolly gets voted out, and she will never receive an MVP award. The last time Sarge got the MVP award.
That's right. Yeah.
The episode.
Yeah. Because Sarge did a good job. Poor Dolly, though.
We had some little tension with Rory going on. There was John K. had the little terrifying psychotic stare at Bubba in that conversation.
Yeah, it was like they're discussing the young threat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the young threat.
And he's like, "What if I had kids? Would that be different? Would it be different?"
Yeah,
then?
it was like, what are you talking about? And then there was also, Rory was flipping out because the women were dancing, and he was getting all mad that the women were dancing.
Yeah,
like a little too mad.
It's a little bit of an overreaction. That's all right. The women did go and stab a chicken, and it ran off. So they brutalized that thing. I think was that the episode they did the blindfolded challenge.
Yep. Yeah. Puzzle see this is what I called it, and the men won. Sarge did a good job, and Scout was like, "Oh, well, what? There's something over there," and so she missed a whole piece. And I was like, "Wow."
But Sarge was in his element. It's real Sergeant, baby.
Sarge was also telling Rory to shut up because Rory kept like yelling over him weirdly. It was like, stop it.
All right, so if you want to see the highlights of the reaction, go to the link in the description and come back for the discussion afterwards. All right.
All right, let's go. Let's have fun. I just think that's
beautifully said, Mia. I think you should. Wow, I just hope you get voted off now.
I just hope you get voted off. You're horrendous. You're horrendous. You're awful. You have no social skills. You're
nearly girly enough.
Yeah.
For that matter, are you even a woman at that rate?
Yeah. Yeah. She wasn't trying to be like Amy, where she was like, "You just need to get French braids in your hair."
What do you think? I thought this was a fun episode.
This was a fun episode. I thought it was very kind of like convoluted in the way it was like, okay, so we're doing 2 challenges because you're all getting voted off. then the one person will do individual immunity, and the one person that gets individual immunity will then go to the other tribe. When he talks to the other tribe, he'll determine who gets that vote. He will then come back to his tribe, and they will do tribal council. Then he must give his necklace over. It was just like there could have been a way simpler way to do this, I feel.
Well, I do think it did give us some good TV, though. We got John over there who went, who voted for Dolly?
Yeah.
Who the hell voted for Dolly?
Yeah, it was very juicy, very entertaining TV. John K. Galaxy braiding.
So yeah, he splits them up.
Yeah.
But then ultimately he gives it to Amy because he thinks that Amy is the least likely to be voted out in any circumstance. So they'll get to actually vote the way they wanted to vote.
Yeah, which I think he's probably right. She seemed like she's kind of the most like neutral, basic person.
That's interesting. You know, the instinct is always just to throw a wrench in there. You want to save the person who would have been voted out.
But he's like, no, you all need to figure some things out about yourselves.
I think that as weird as that angle was to just immediately spread them up, and it's kind of like not personable, but at the same time it's like it's kind of it's a pretty good move to do that, like to save someone who wouldn't be voted out, because then you don't get people angry at you for like ruining your plan.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get that. It's pretty good, I think, in that regard. But yeah, you saw Eliza, like the big theme was that the young women didn't trust Eliza anymore, and then she kept just talking to John.
John's like, please stop talking. She seems like she's nice, but please just shut up.
And then we had the men's tribal council, which was a lot less interesting. It was ultimately just like the young guys were like, will you vote with us? Can you just vote Rory with us?
And Sarge is like, I would like to, but Bubba doesn't want to. Does it Bubba or no? It was
Chris. Chris was the one who said,
Chris is the one. No, we have
to do it later.
Yeah, we got to do it later. We can take care of it later. So,
which is true, right? But
yeah,
I mean, what were the numbers from the older men to young? It was 5-3.
Yeah.
So they still would have had the numbers, but I guess at that point it's just like you don't want to get that close because then someone could swing over.
Yeah.
It's messy.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to trust somebody who's not who hasn't immediately established themselves as being part of your group or whatever.
So if you get it like 5-2 now with the young men, then it's like okay.
It's interesting that both of these tribes have drawn their lines over
on age.
On age, it is very interesting that happened. It makes sense in like a social experiment kind of way. It's like, okay, well, you're not breaking each other up by gender, but you are just breaking up each other by age, and who's worth more to the tribe. I think that's interesting.
It just seems like a natural gravitation, to
yeah.
The fact that you just like your life experience where you're at in life, you're gonna be able to relate a lot more to people your age.
Yeah.
You see that in general, like in a workplace and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there's always a young clique. The younger people, the older people, kind of stick together.
No, yeah, it's very true. Yeah.
And I mean, in Survivor, especially from the men's perspective, they were like, okay, we need to keep the young men at bay so the older men have a chance here. Otherwise, they'll just get picked off. The women, it's interesting, though, because then they go to tribal council, and they had the whole thing with Twila, where, that was early in the episode. They had the whole Mia versus Twila thing.
Yeah, the huge argument where Mia was like, how dare you call us out? And it was like...
all about the work. About work around camp. I mean, Rory was the same thing. They were like... Sarge was like, where are you walking off? But then this is a lot more hostile.
It was a lot more hostile. With the Rory, it was just like, I can't. Don't tell me what to do. All right, just don't tell me what to do. Okay.
Yeah, I was doing this.
I was doing this.
That's cool.
I like. I like how like weirdly. I feel like I would have been like, hey, that's cool and everything, but like maybe save that to some other time. But no, he was just like, oh, that's cool, and then it cuts the conversation there. I was like, it
would have been great if he was like, oh, that's cool, and just shakes his hand.
No, that's cool. Yeah. No, that's good. I'm sorry. Yeah, you got me there. When life hands you a building project, you give them limes.
Yeah. And
Give
he's
him
like,
vitamin
"Alright,
C.
fair
Give
enough.
him.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep walking. That's cool." But then we had the whole thing where Amy says to Twila, the tribal
Yeah.
council, she's like, "Well, isn't this your opportunity to try to like maybe not just be who you think you are? You know, try to be younger, do these
Yeah, try to be
girlier things."
try to be more girly. Why don't you get in touch with your feminine side with all these girls? She's like, yeah, I don't know about that. She's like, no, French braid your hair. We can French braid your hair when we go back.
Fun. It's fun to have someone French braid your hair, and it's like there's something I appreciate. Amy's just being so forward about it, but
she was being very like she was being very nice. I know I characterized it during our reaction as not that because it was more fun in my mind to think of it that way. But like no, it was honestly very like that's kind of nice.
Well, it's like a little. It's like she just tells it like it is, you know. She's really straightforward and like.
I like a straight shooter. She's a classy lady. Yeah.
So she's like, the way she said it is like this should be your time to be making these bonds and trying these things. It's like she was advising her on her survivor strategy. It's like you don't usually say that. It's just
she almost like turned into a therapist for a second there.
It's like
it was kind of
don't
interesting.
You think this is your opportunity to maybe try something different? And then
and it worked. She was like, okay, yeah, you might have a point.
Yeah, I can try that. We'll start with the hair. Let's do that.
And I was like, wow,
okay,
this turned into a wholesome moment. All right, time to vote. No,
time to vote. Like, at that point, it's like, okay, there's no way Twila's getting voted out, right? For this narrative to pin out at all.
Yeah.
He's going to tell her all this stuff, and then she gets voted out, and it's like, okay. But Amy, Amy wanted her gone, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, Amy
right?
still was like...
Like, she voted Twila, and she was just giving her all this advice. Well, you should have...
Well, you should have come in. You should have done that too little, too late. That's what I say. That's she came in hot there. It's like basically, but yeah, Mia's the one that ends up getting voted out. John P, Crazy Eyes himself, get voted on the men's side.
Which is like, I'll take it. You know,
yeah,
I'll take losing JP and Mia. That's a good loss, I think.
John K ended up being kind of a standout character here.
Did John K actually making his presence known, or before he was the John in the background? He
was the John in the background. I don't know if he's done enough to really stand out. Like, I'm not going to call him the person, the MVP of the episode, that's for sure. Okay. But I actually know who he is now, so that's something. Maybe a little bit. He's still kind of bland and vanilla, but
it's really interesting.
Vanilla is a flavor that I happen to enjoy.
It's interesting that they showed, like, I guess now we know in retrospect, but at the time it didn't make sense that they showed Eliza's vote because she seemed like the one where it would be up in the air, but they showed Eliza's vote for Twila, so it was like, okay, she's voting with the younger women this time, but then it's like a misdirect, I guess, because then it's like, oh, it's still Twila not getting voted out because Lisa did a little switcheroo.
Yeah, Lisa's
under the radar switcheroo here.
Yeah,
and
pretty
giving us
interesting.
Some spicy moment there.
It's gonna be interesting.
You got Eliza's shocked face, like what the heck?
Yeah, her reaction faces are pretty great. She's just a very expressive face. Those huge eyes. Very
huge. Okay, so who would you award your MVP award to then? MVP can go to anybody in the episode. No particular reason.
I'm gonna give it to Twila because she had a little bit of an arc in this episode.
Twila,
she was kind of, her heart was kind of hard, and she was like, ain't no lady. And then Amy came in. Well, maybe you should try. And she was like, okay, I'll try.
Why even try?
It was kind of like worth a try.
No,
I was like, that's kind of fun, and it was like, and I was on her side anyway in the argument with Mia. So.
Team Twila, okay.
Team Twila, yeah.
Okay, so Twila walking away with an MVP here.
Yeah, how about that? She's good for her.
Congrats, Twila.
I was thinking about maybe giving it to Scout because she reminded me of my aunt, but didn't end up going that way.
Maybe she can remind you of your aunt more in the future.
And more in the future, that's right. Yeah.
Like, this one really reminded me of my aunt this time.
Yeah, she was just like crazy. I don't even know what's going on there.
A lot of weird spellings of names, by the way, on this.
Yeah.
Rory. Ruri and Rory. There's no way that they thought that's how it's spelled. It was just to disrespect Rory. Rory,
yeah, it was literally hating. They're just hating Rory.
Like Rory.
Rory. What is Rory?
They should have done like Rawry. Rory.
They should have done Roary, just Rory. Like,
just, I mean, they had a weird, the Twila, Twyla. I mean, people just get weird with it. So as long as you can tell who it is, then you can just get a little creative with it.
Well, then with Mia.
Yeah, Twila
wrote MEA. MEA.
That one I'm not convinced that she wasn't aware. Like,
yeah,
she might have actually thought it was spelled MEA.
Yeah, I mean maybe. Mia. That's how you spell it, right? Yeah.
Anyway, I think like for a fun double tribal thing too. So I mean, I think it worked out the concept.
It was a unique episode. I think it was a little confusing when it was being presented, but I think, you know what? I'm giving this a gold star. I actually really like this episode a lot. I think,
star.
Yeah, this is an early episode, but it ended up being entertaining for every reason. The challenge was fun. The latter one was kind of lame, but the gate, what did I call it? Gangway gate was fun. Gangway gate, because it's like they all got to open the gate, and then it's like gangway. They gotta get through it as quickly as possible. So. And
Sarge is barking orders like, "What are you doing? Like, get through there!"
What are you? Yeah, that was so great. He's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "This ain't no time to cry about it." And he's like, "Screams like boot camp days right here." It's just like
you just so get right into that zone. Like it's a Survivor challenge, bro. Like. You're not in combat. Take it easy. We're only 3 episodes in, but I think there are a lot of interesting people on this cast. I think it's a cool
definitely. Eliza stands out. Definitely. Sarge, Chris, the mastermind, stands out. Bubba stands out just because of that friggin' Bob Barker T-shirt. I mean, I swear.
How many episodes can Bob Barker be featured on Survivor?
I know. I keep wondering. the same thing.
Everybody's wondering it.
Amy really kind of had a little time to shine here. That was fun.
And she seems like, from the way they presented, that she's like at the center of the young women, at least. Like,
yeah,
she's in charge there. Because I mean, John did say it looked like she didn't have a chance of being voted out.
Yeah, they're definitely strong personalities, and yeah, I think this is just an entertaining episode all around. I had pretty much anything you would want in a Survivor episode, and you get double tribal. So, yeah.
Right. It's like, and for a double tribal, we didn't lose anyone precious. You know, you lost Mia and JP. It's a good rinse.
Yeah, Mia was like drama, and then JP was just. He spent the whole time just making.
JP just made the crazy face and had the one conversation with Bubba. That's what he did.
Yeah, the Bubba serial killer.
Mia fought with Twila. Yeah. And America was on Twyla's side, of course. So yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, Mia was just doing this the whole time too. She was just like
a little bit of Alicia coming out.
It was very.
So
yeah.
Yeah, Mia, cast Mia for All Stars.
No.
That's all it takes.
All Stars 2.0. Starring Mia.
So.
All right. Well, that was a good episode. Yeah.
All right. What video would you recommend our viewers watch after watching this one?
They should go check out our Survivor Simulation, which came out.
Tarqaron All Stars 2.
That's right. Go check it out. Our second simulation. I understand it's a little bit long, but bear with it. Watch it in sessions.
Watch it over a few years. Over the course of a few years.
Yeah, and it'll come to you.
Watch 2 minutes a day.
Yeah, where you get each episode. Yeah, spread it out each episode a day. No, it's fun. We always have a lot of fun with it. This is the second year we've done it, and the results might shock you.
Yeah, so watch to the end for a surprise.
Yeah,
big
for
shock.
Sure. For big shockma.
You will not regret it.
No.
But it's based on our second year of doing this channel. A lot of characters from the things we talked about.
Representation from all the media that we.
So I mean, it's got a lot for a Survivor fan. You'll enjoy it because it's based on Pearl Island, so old school survivor love.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to our podcast feed, like the video, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Tarqaron, TWO. All right. At ease.